Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about how to attract your ideal clients without all the ego or the hustle mentality that is typically out there. Now, if you are like me, you have a service, you have a dream, you have a business that helps people. But one of the biggest buzzkills is you realize there's a lot of business and marketing stuff that you have to do that isn't your highest alignment, isn't your highest vibration, or maybe it completely drains you. But if you don't do these things like attracting clients, marketing, advertising, and all the business side of stuff, you're not going to have a business, right? So in this video, I'm going to share what I did as a new hypnotherapist that helped me go from zero, completely broke, grinding, and just desperately looking for any clients I could find for my hypnotherapy practice, to going to six figures within a year or two, a little less than 2 years, and then going on to making multiple six figures per year without ever hustling. I don't grind. I actually don't work that much. And so in this video, I'm going to share how you can do what I did, and it will work for anyone. Now, we're going to use something that you probably have heard of and you probably already love, which is manifesting using the law of attraction. Now, if you know what the law of attraction is, at its most basic, it means attracting or creating, getting into alignment, tapping into an alternate reality, and just manifesting something without grinding, without doing hard work, without going against the grain, without all the force. Okay? Now, we can use this to attract dream clients. Now, this presupposes you are a therapist, you're a holistic coach, you're a doctor, you're a naturopath, you're a acupuncturist, you're doing some service in the world. At a very basic level, if you have a business, if you have a practice, if you have a service, you need to do something that is actually providing value to others. But if you want to attract clients, here's a much easier way than trying to become TikTok famous or write a best-selling book and just hope it goes on the New York Times bestseller list, or doing all kinds of spammy marketing stuff that just doesn't feel good to your soul. So we're going to do something that is a little bit outside the box, but when you really get this, this is something you can use again and again every day, every week, every month, anytime you need it to attract your perfect clients. Okay, now I'm going to switch over my little whiteboard here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, blackboard, right? Now, if you read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he talks about having a clear vision or a distinct goal, something that you know you want, and having a burning desire. So all of this really starts with a goal. Now let's switch over to my little pin here. It all starts with having a goal. Now, this actually works for anything that's not business as well, which is really cool. But we're going to talk about it in the terms of a business, a practice, and attracting your perfect clients. So the first thing I really want you to think about is, what is that goal? It might be a financial goal, a good tangible number like $10,000 a month, 20, 50, $1 million a month, whatever it is for you. I want you to think about this goal, and there's something called the sweet spot for a goal. Now, when you think of a goal, the sweet spot is something that is big enough to excite you, and we'll just say big. So big enough to excite. That means you got to have some passion. It has to be big enough to provide like that oomph, that power, that excitement, that nervousness, that energy that's like, oh my God, could I really do this? And it has to be not so crazy that it's unbelievable. So you want it big, but also you want it believable. So it's B and B. So we'll just say Bell for believable. Okay? Big and believable. It's the sweet spot where it's outside your comfort zone. So it's beyond what you have now. It's big enough to excite you. You got to have some emotion behind it, but it's also believable. Now, it might not be realistic for you now because you don't have it. So let's say you're at $5,000 a month in your practice and you're just barely scraping by, and you want to get to $25,000 a month semi-passively, working way less, working with your perfect clients, having financial freedom. There's a lot that you could want that may not be true yet, but you know it's possible. Okay? You know it's possible because there's other people out there doing it. There's other people out there who you may look at them and say, well, I'm as smart as them. Maybe I'm smarter than them, or I'm more qualified than them, or my service, my product, what I do is better than theirs. So I know it's possible, but it just hasn't come to you yet. So it's big, but also believable. 1 and 2. That's number 1. So right now, go think of that goal and actually put it in the chat. I put it in the comments. What is that goal for you? Is it start a business? Is it take your current practice, your work, and grow the revenue, but also maybe work less, so working smarter instead of harder? Maybe it's just reaching more people, making a bigger impact. Maybe it's financial freedom or time freedom or location freedom. So write out whatever that is for you. Okay? Write out that goal, but in terms of a number. That's ideal, especially with business. What gets measured gets improved. And it's hard to measure a feeling. So if you just say, be happy, have freedom, that's pretty vague. So make it specific enough, such as I make $25,000 per month, working 20 hours per week, and I have location independence. That's awesome. Okay? So let's just say your goal is 25K. All right? Now, that's a nice goal. For most people, that would be amazing. You could live off that. You could retire. You could save. You could pay for your family's needs. You could do a lot with that, right? Now, let's take that goal. Now, we need to break it down into 3 things. We're going to write 1, 2, and 3. I want you to think about how would you feel if that was true now? What would that feel like? What is the feeling? And let's just say for me, 1, before I reached 25K a month, I thought about 25K a month and I'd be like, holy cow, I would be overjoyed. It'd be joy, just like this overwhelming, positive, happy, energetic emotion. To me, that's my definition of joy. It would just give me joy. It would also give me freedom, like a sigh of relief, like a weight off my shoulders, because I no longer have to work hard. If I'm making 25K a month, I could do that for a year and I'd be set. I could stop working for a couple years, and I'm so grateful that I'm at that point. So joy was 1 for me. Freedom was a second one for me. And let's write down a third. A third one for me was gratitude. Okay? So write down 3 emotions. What would you feel if it was true now? Now, this is just make-believe. This is something that actually a lot of people get hung up on because they say, well, I don't have it. I don't feel anything about it because I don't have it. How am I supposed to feel something if I don't have it? So most people get stuck in this, and this is one of the reasons, one of the pitfalls why people don't manifest and attract a better financial situation is they're stuck in reimagining the lack of it. So I want you to imagine what it would be like and write down 3 emotions, and it's just make-believe. For example, could you make believe, just imagine a tree, but the leaves are purple? Could you imagine that? You probably can. You might not have this like bright picture of it, but you could imagine it. You could just pretend, just make believe. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just imagine it, make believe. Okay? So once you have that, I want you to define the goal. So go back to the goal, big and believable goal. How would you feel? Now, what is the goal? Now, we already did this one, right? Joy, freedom, gratitude, that was mine. Now, if it's attracting clients for the goal specifically, now you could do this for attracting a partner, a relationship, your dream spouse, but we're going to do it in the context of the thing that will lead you to the goal. So if you want financial freedom, well, what is the vehicle, the method of getting there? We live in a 3D world. We are 4th, 5th, infinite dimensional beings because we have a spirit, we have a soul. So we are infinite, but we do live in a body. We do live in a 3D world, don't we? So if you live in a 3D reality, we have to use the 3D to get there. Now, again, you don't have to hustle, you don't have to grind, but we do need it. So in creating financial wealth, so if you want 25K, one of the best vehicles is business. Now, I help a lot of clients. When I did this for myself, I never planned on honestly becoming a business coach or teacher. But now one of my favorite things to do is teach others how to create financial freedom by creating an impact-focused online business that provides financial freedom for you, high impact for your clients, but also location independent, so 100% online. So let's say your business, your goal to make 25K and have this online business, let's just say it's, so let's already said the word, online biz. On L-I-N-E, online biz. Okay, and now how do online businesses make money? Clients. So if you need an online biz, you also need clients or customers. Now, I started this video out saying this is how you magnetically attract your dream clients that can provide the financial freedom and make an impact. So if an online business and clients are like think of it like the river, the lifeblood, the gas in the tank for your car, clients helping people and getting paid for it is the vehicle. It's what's going to get you to that goal. Okay? Now, when you think of your perfect client, someone who happily pays your rate, someone who makes your life easy, someone who's fun, someone who refers other customers and other clients to you. So I want you to write down all the qualities of the ideal client. And there might be 3, 4, or 5. I skipped 4. So 3, 4, or 5. Write down all the qualities that your dream client would have. So let's say they're generous. So that means if someone is generous, they happily pay your rates. If someone is teachable, so let's say you're a therapist, the client is very teachable. That's, for me, that's one of like the high quality qualities. That's just one of the high quality qualities that I look for when I take people on. I don't want to work with someone that's going to argue against everything I'm teaching them. So someone is very teachable. So do this for each one. What do they feel like? What is their energy? What is their personality? How are they, what are their qualities? Or what's their state of being? How are they acting around you? What is this person? Just describe them, okay? Generous, teachable, maybe they make good enough money, but they need your help in a specific area so you can be well paid. So think of all the qualities that would make the ideal client and customer. Now, let's go on to the next stage. Once you know what this is, we're going to get now really specific, and this is where we're going to actually take all those qualities and focus it. Focus it like a funnel, okay? So we're going to take all that energy and think of one specific person. Think of one client. Think of that one person who, just like, if you know what the term an avatar is, not the movie, but an avatar is your perfect ideal description of your ideal client. What are they like? Just imagine that person. Now, this is not a writing exercise. This is a visualization exercise. I want you to think of that ideal client, and we're going to do the feeling again, but imagine this person coming to you and saying, can I please give you thousands of dollars for your service? For your therapy work, for your holistic coaching, for your acupuncture, for your medical practice, for your naturopath practice, for your whatever you do. Imagine this perfect customer and client coming to you and saying, I want to pay you. Can I please work with you? And they're the ideal person where you're actually energized and love working with them. Imagine this person comes up to your website, emails you, texts you, messages you on social media and says, I want to work with you. And by the way, if you don't know how to set up that system so people can find you, there's some business systems you need to set up. We can talk about that if you want. Feel free to comment and say you want that. We'll make another video about the actual strategy of setting up these systems so people can actually find you. But this is the magic. This is the secret sauce. So imagine that perfect, ideal client coming to your website, emailing you, or just going straight to your website and just buying a package, buying your service, signing up, paying you. And then imagine the money hitting your bank account. So let's say you're a holistic coach and you have this package, this online service that helps people resolve some big struggle in their life. And someone signs up, maybe you have a little phone call with them, they sign up, they pay, they give you $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000. They sign up for this thing and they're excited. They're like, thank you. I've been looking for someone like you. What would that feel like? And imagine the energy of a person. Now, this might sound a little woo-woo out there, but like, what do they feel like? Imagine walking into a room and you can feel people's energies, don't you? You can feel the energy if someone is anxious, depressed, nervous. You can feel the energy if someone is happy, outgoing, having a great day. You can feel the energy if someone wants to take from you. You can feel the energy if someone wants to just give and just have like a light, fun, generous energy. So imagine the energy. Imagine this person personified. Say personification just means they're real. Make them real in your mind. Imagine a real person. And if it helps, you can imagine them walking into your office, walking in your door, sitting down in your little office. Imagine them talking to you on the phone and just feel that vibe. They're like, thank you. This is what I've been looking for. They're thanking you for the freedom to pay you for your service. How would that feel? Now, this is where I just want you to tap into the feeling, and you can give the feeling a name. And it might just feel like, you might use, I'm actually, I think in color sometimes. So for me, it's kind of like a golden energy, golden energy. So think of like, how does it physically feel in your body? And imagine that person, just the energy of their vibe, like how are they being? And letting go of finding that one specific person, focus on the energy. What does it feel like around this person? We already talked about how does it feel to reach your goal, like joy, gratitude, etc. But now this is the energy of the one specific person. From there, I want you to do this. Imagine them like standing in a giant auditorium. Okay? Imagine them standing there in this like big auditorium, and or maybe just out in space. And if it helps, close your eyes and imagine them standing out there in space. And what is this energy feel like? This energy coming off of them. That's them. And this is you. Okay? And I want you to, this is going to sound a little crazy, but I want you to try this. Like a magnet. Okay, this is a magnet. This is the little magnetic energy. From your heart, feel your heart like magnetically attracting them. Feel that magnetic pull, like they are coming to you. And if it helps, again, close your eyes and just imagine that energy of that person. But now, here's where it gets really cool. Imagine dozens, hundreds, even thousands more of little balls of energy out there who are this exact type of person who would love to work with you, who would love to pay you, who would love to add to your life because they need your help and pay you for it, and you can add to their life by making a big impact. Now, if you do this, I promise you, you're going to be shocked at little circumstances and events and opportunities. Now, you have to take the opportunities. This is really important. Remember, we live in a 3D, don't we? So because we live in a 3D reality, you have to provide something solid and go do actions. So once you feel this, believe it, let go of the how. Don't worry about how I'm going to do it. I don't know how. Trust your intuition and feel what inspiration do you feel the desire to do. Is it to go to a social event? Is it to start a YouTube channel? Is it to go on social media? Is it to message people? Is it to do something else? Trust your intuition. Write down all the ideas you have and start acting now. Go take action. That's it. If you do this, this is the secret recipe I use to go from $0 to over 6 figures within a year. So let's just call this, 100K. And then here we are years later, created $1 million business in income and profit, and I don't work hard. So if you want this, just do this. Thanks for watching. Again, my name is Jesse Martin. I help people create financial freedom by setting up impact-focused businesses online that provides a really valuable service, but also get into alignment so you're not hustling and grinding, so you can magnetically attract the success, the clients, the income, the freedom, and everything else that you want. So, as always, thanks for watching. If this has been helpful, please just send this to someone. I want to give, the algorithm really sees that as a big deal if you share this with someone. So I really appreciate it if you were to do that, or just comment below and just tell me your thoughts, tell me your goal, and tell me your biggest takeaway from this video. So thank you for watching. Love you lots. Talk to you soon.